नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोर्श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोर्न वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पंगो मम मंदमतेर्गते मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदनमोहनं। देव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रेष्ठालीवि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशे वटतटस्थितः कर्षन् वेणु स्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रीयस्तुनः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरे वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। To all devotees, welcome back to this third day of Srimad Bhagavatam Shravanam. Srimad Bhagavata Katha Shatakam. Welcome to this wonderful, auspicious hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have started this as a 30 days yajna. So welcome to all participants of this yajna. I offer my respectful obeisances to all of you, humbly, because you are so much eager to hear Krishna Katha. And by this process of humbly, dedicatedly hearing Krishna Katha, you are doing greatest auspicious activity to yourself, to your family, to your society, and to the whole world, without any doubt. In fact, Krishna is so merciful. Krishna is so merciful that he has given a wonderful gift. He has given a wonderful gift, that is his pastimes. This has been told by none other than Srila Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami was so eager to explain these pastimes of Krishna, because pastimes of Krishna come in the 10th canto. So it is considered as the face of Srimad Bhagavatam. So it went already so many days. So Srila Shukadeva Goswami was very eager to explain Krishna Katha to Parikshit Maharaj. So before starting the 10th canto, the wonderful pastimes of Krishna, Supreme Lord Krishna, the most bliss awarding Lord Krishna. Before that, and while concluding the 9th canto, he has just concluded to us that how beautifully he has given a great matchless gift. He has given matchless gift in advance. He has given a matchless gift in advance for the devotees who are going to come in Kali Yuga. He has given for all devotees. He knows that the great Vaishnavas are going to come. The dedicated Vaishnavas are going to come. The dedicated Krishna, his devotees are going to come. Srila Prabhupada is going to create world over so many devotees who will be eager to study Srimad Bhagavatam. So Shukadeva Goswami very happily says that Kalo janishamananam dukkha shoka tamonudam anugrahaya bhaktanam supunyam yatanodyasha. This sloka comes in the 9th canto at the end. The chapter name is Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is just giving the introduction that, okay, I am going to tell you the wonderful Krishna's pastime in 10th canto, but let me tell you, Shukadeva Goswami is saying, let me tell you that Krishna has performed all his pastimes so that all those pastimes are included, or they are studied into the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he did essentially exclusively for the Kalau Janishya Manana. The devotees, Anugrahaya Bhaktanam. He has used word, very used, Bhaktanam Anugrahaya, to show them mercy. He has by blessing. Who are those people? Kalau Janishya Manana, those who are going to take birth in Kali Yuga. So by mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the Parampara, millions of devotees are created all over the world, and many billions will come in the coming years, in the coming decades and centuries. And Krishna's matchless gift is Srimad Bhagavatam. Anugrahaya Bhaktanam Supunyam Yatanodyasha. And what is the purpose of giving this gift? By taking this gift, what is going to happen? Dukkha shoka tamo nudam. Dukkha shoka, which is coming out of ignorance, which is coming out of the ignorance, he wants to destroy that. That's why he has kept a wonderful gift ready for all the devotees who are going to come up in the Kali. So he is telling Parikshit Maharaj that what I am going to tell very shortly is actually, this is all meant for devotees who are going to come beautifully, happily in the Kali Yuga for hearing Krishna Katha. Yasvin Satkarna Piyushe Yashasthir Dhavashe Vare Sakro Stotranjale Upasprisya Dhunute Karma Vasanam. So the devotees, Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe, those who take this nectar from their ears, Satkarna Piyushe, from their ears, those who take this beautiful, tasteful nectar, Yashastir Dhavase Krud Srotranjali Upasprisya. As we take any water from our sip, similarly those who take the Krishna's pastimes from their ear, Srotranjali Upasprisya Dhunute Karma Vasanam, they actually they destroy all inauspiciousness, and which is actually haunting all the people. So that is a beautiful gift by Krishna. So Krishna is always concerned about his present devotees and the devotees who are going to come. That's why always he uses the word, all devotees are very Ma Shuchaha. I'm sure everybody knows the word. Where from this is? Ma Shuchaha, Ma Shuchaha, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishya. Ma Shuchaha, Ma Shuchaha. He said, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. This is Krishna's word. He also said to all his wonderful friends, he said that Ma Bhaishta, Ma Bhaishta, means don't fear, don't fear. There is a wonderful pastime I will tell how Krishna has created everything for our devotees who are going to come for Kali Yuga. Because he knows very well that the Dvapara Yuga is going to end, and it is essential if the Bhagavatam pastimes are for devotees who are going to come in Kali Yuga. And this message has been given by so confidentially, in a confirmed way by Srila Shukadeva Goswami. So one time Krishna with Balaram and all the devotees, all the Gwal, they went to forest. The forest, they went to forest, and they were at the time tending the cow. Already they have become little That they are called crossed Kaumara. They come to Pauganda. So in the Pauganda, they are actually taking care of the cows. So they all came to a place, the place called Bhandiraka Vatavriksha. It's a big banyan tree. Its a special name is the Bhandiraka Vatavriksha. So at that place, Bhandiraka Vatavriksha, a wonderful pastime took place, that a demon called Pralambasura. Of course, we are going to discuss this in coming days, but I am just touching how in a context relevant to the present. So a Pralambasura came, and who came in the form of a cowherd boy, and he just joined in the group of Krishna's friend. So at the time, Krishna and Balaram, they made two groups, and because Krishna already noticed that a demon has entered, nobody can escape from the eyes of Krishna. So Krishna came to know that this fellow has come, so let me find out a best way so that it gives a very happiness to everybody. So at that time he said, "Oh my dear friends, let us play a game." So the two teams are formed, and the team leader for one group is Krishna and team leader for other group is Balaram. So they said that whoever wins or whoever loses, the person who the team leader, the team who loses, they should carry the team who won. So the good proposal they made, and they played, and finally the team of Krishna, they lost. So they had to really carry the people, and that demon took the team of Krishna. So he was along with Krishna. He thought that Krishna appears to be very strong and more powerful, so better to handle Balaram first. So in that way he felt, and Balaram, then that Pralambasura in the form of cowherd boy took Balaram onto his back, and they were carrying, and finally he killed it. I will narrate later. So after the killing of Pralambasura, everybody glorified Balaram so much nicely, beautiful, well done, beautiful, well done. Then afterwards they moved further to a place called Maharanya. They went deep into forest, and at the time again they started playing so much. While they are playing and they engrossed in the playing, the cows went much more deeper, and they went to the place called Munjavana. So they went, when the moment all the cows, they went to the Munjavana, and suddenly it appeared as if it is very hot, as if forest fire is going to come. And they started crying. And at that time, suddenly Krishna and Balaram and all his friends noticed that, oh, something wrong thing happened that we have not noticed, and all the cows went out of their vision and they went to somewhere. So they were pretty much worried that their cows are gone. So they went and searching. Finally, they could find in Munjavana all the cows, and they were very happy. And they took care of the cows, and they started back. The moment they started back, suddenly the big forest fire took place. All the cowherd boys prayed to Krishna, "My dear Krishna, please protect us. Then what Krishna said? Ma bhaishta. Please, my dear friends, all of you, close your eyes. My dear friends, all of you, please close your eyes, because I am going to do a big miracle. You can't understand that. You can't imagine how it can be done. So I am simply saying that all of you close your eyes, and don't worry that, oh, the forest fire is so much coming. If we close the eyes, how can you see where to run? Don't worry. You have to do two things. Number one, close your eyes and do not fear. Finish." Krishna said only thing. Close your eyes and ma bhaishta, do not fear. That's it. And they all the cowherd boys, including Balaram, everybody closed eyes, and they kept confidence in Krishna. So what did Krishna did? By time they said, "Open your eyes," when they opened the eyes, they are not in the Munjavana and there is no fire and everything is safe. Where they left the Bhandiraka Vatavruksha, they all are there. They were stunned. What happened? We went to Maharanya, from there we went to Munjavana, there was big forest fire and we were so much worried, and Krishna asked us just to close the eyes and said that don't worry. And we did same thing. And now when we opened eyes, we are not there, forest fire is not there, everybody is happy. That is Krishna. That is Krishna. Krishna always gives that don't worry, do not fear, don't worry, do not. This is Krishna's simple principle. So devotees, all of us should be so confident about Krishna's protection, because at this point of time where the Vishanu, the virus is spreading all over the world, everybody is fearful. So we should be remembering Krishna's pastimes like this, the Davanala Bhakshana. Krishna is saying that, okay, you start worrying about, okay, fire. He said that, don't worry. Just close your eyes. Don't look at it and don't think about it and be confident. That's it. So he simply has brought them to a wonderful place, safest place, happiest place. So that is Krishna, and all these wonderful Krishna's pastimes have been really given to us. Srimad Bhagavatam, and we should be attached to this. And I would say that it is the greatest opportunity. We should be little bit thankful, not too much, little bit thankful to the situation also, because we all now dedicated to hear Krishna Katha. We are dedicated to hear Krishna Katha. And okay, this will come and this will go, but the great attachment for Krishna Katha that gets instilled in our heart. Because when there is a crisis, we'll understand better. So this is blessing in disguise. We can say that because Krishna's plan that paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkrutam. So he will do both. So it is basically for all devotees to reinforce their faith in Krishna and Krishna Katha, which is nothing but Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is Krishna. And also I'm trying to give some introduction so that we will always get warmed up with attachment for hearing Krishna Katha. So, and if you look at the Krishna, he is not only making miracles, and he is a Yogeshwara, he is a master of all yogis. And actually, if you look at Kulashekara Alvar, he describes Krishna as medicine. Pibamana Sri Krishna Divya Ushadham, he says that. And even Vishnu Sahasranama also, it says that Bheshajam Bhishak, the doctor and the medicine is Krishna. It is look at various scriptures, various devotees talk that Krishna is the medicine. But there is a place Krishna himself told that I am the medicine. Krishna told I am the medicine. It is something surprising. Everybody, devotee saying that Krishna is medicine, take his Krishna's name so that we will be protected. That is very. But Krishna is telling to everybody that I am the medicine. Aham kratu aham yagyam svataham aham aushadham mantroham ahame vajyam aham agnim aham hutam. This is the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 16th sloka. Because this 19th chapter, its name is Most Confidential Knowledge. Most confidential means the greatest secret. Because it is most confidential knowledge, it has become so much confidential that even devotees are not able to access that knowledge. That is the whole problem. Otherwise, Krishna is simply saying that he is the best medicine. He is the healing herb. Prabhupada translates it in English as healing herb. Krishna's name, Krishna's pastimes will be perfect healing herb. I am sure that very soon the healing herb for the whole world will be emerging, and all devotees will be very happy that they have contributed for the pleasure of Krishna. Hearing of Bhagavatam, that's why he is actually allowing the healing herb to manifest. Because now all of us, we can recite this sloka of chapter 9, 16th sloka. Please remember 9th chapter, 16th sloka. Aham kraturaham yagyam swataham aham aushadham mantroham ahame vajyam aham agnim aham hutam. So please recite this Bhagavad Gita shloka maybe 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, as much as possible every day, so that you are said that you are medicine. So we need a medicine now. Okay, anyway, we have the medicine of Krishna Katha, yours. But what about other people? They don't have medicine. So if you can allow the scientists to develop this, then you are actually the medicine, so that they also will be relieved from their miseries. In that way, we all devotees can contribute towards the healing of situation in the world. So with this little glorification of Krishna's merciful nature towards devotees who are especially going to appear, those who are all appeared in the Kali Yuga, and devotees who are going to appear further in the coming centuries, coming decades and centuries. And in that way, we need to hear this Krishna Katha, which we are doing it. And I am very thankful to all people, other people also who have joined on this platform for the third day. So far we have heard 5 wonderful nectarian stories of Srimad Bhagavatam in the context of Srimad Bhagavata Katha Shatakam. So today we'll also today hear 3 more stories happily and relish that. And we are going to hear the first story, and his name appears throughout. His name appears throughout Bhagavatam's text, and we'll be hearing his name again and again and again. It is so beautiful, and beautifully his name comes throughout the text, and more importantly, the Bhagavatam ends only with his final message to all of us. That is, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param. So such a beautiful final conclusive words are given by a great personality, devotee of Krishna, whose name is Srila Suta Goswami. So we are going to hear now and relish the wonderful story of Suta Goswami, who is very, very dear. And we will learn so many wonderful characters from his nature. At every step, he is so much messaging us. At every step, he is messaging that how a devotee should behave, despite having the highest benediction from Krishna, how he should be. And when he like that, what is going to be the additional blessings are going to come from Krishna and Guru. All the spiritual masters are all manifested in this beautiful story of Srila Suta Goswami. And we know this, everybody is that Srila Suta Goswami was one of the participants. Srila Suta Goswami is one of the participants while Shukadeva Goswami was narrating the story of Krishna Katha to Parikshit Maharaj. So he heard at the time, and he was Shrutidhara. Shrutidhara means once he hears, he keeps in the heart. Only few great people can really do that. If somebody is blessed by Ma Saraswati, they will have that wonderful quality that whatever they hear, they will just once hearing 10 times, then you will remember. That is one process. But once he hears, he will remember. That's called Shrutidhara. So this Srila Suta Goswami is like a Shrutidhara, and whatever he heard, and he has narrated everything to the all Shaunaka the Rishi who assembled in the beautiful Naimisharanya. And he was so humble. From the beginning, he was so humble. And his humbleness we can experience from his words, which are all recorded in Srimad Bhagavatam. Let us see how it actually happened. This Naimisharanya is a very special place. Naimisharanya, very special place. Why? It is mentioned in a scripture called Vayaviya Tantra that Brahmaji has created a big wheel. He has created a big wheel so that the entire universe can be fixed up on that. Entire, because Gachati iti Jagat. Gachati Jagat. Jagat means that keeps on moving. We'll find that yesterday the boy was only crawling, and today we saw the boy is running. Tomorrow we saw the boy is running after ladies. We saw are going to college or school. Then we saw a boy is becoming scientist. Like that it goes like that. Gacchati iti jagat. So the Supreme, the Brahmaji has created a wheel on which the entire universe can get fixed up, so that the wheel can start moving. And a wheel to move, it should be fixed up on a center. There should be some stand. So it is mentioned in the Vaiviri Tantra that the stand has been fixed up in Naimisharanya. So the whole world is moving based on the thing of Naimisharanya. That's why it is very, very powerful. So always, that's why Rishi Munis, they choose the Naimisharanya, because the moment they do anything there, the entire universe gets affected. If somebody is doing bad thing, also universe gets affected. If somebody is doing good thing, it also universe is get affected. Naimisharanya is like an epicenter. So it is also mentioned in Varaha Purana that by doing yajna in Naimisharanya, the demigods could get energy to destroy the demons. That was the beautiful thing. That's why when the Naimishar and all the Shaunaka Rishi, they found that the dangerous, threatening Kali Yuga has already come, then they have chosen Naimisharanya to do some yajna, because they wanted to kill the demonic conditions which are going to appear in Kali Yuga, because they know that is the central point. The moment they work there, it's like epicenter and whole thing. So as I was saying yesterday, the India should become epicenter by Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna Leela, Krishna Katha and chanting, so that it becomes the epicenter for the antivirus of this coronavirus, and it will push and push above this material plane, or destroy it altogether. So they found that the Kali Yuga is Dosha Sagara, and they felt that let them do some yajna in the Naimisharanya, all the Rishi Munis, and they have planned for at least let us do yajna for 1,000 years. Just arbitrarily they said that let us do for 1,000, because Kali Yuga they know that is for 4,32,000 years. So at least 1,000 years they should do yajna. They started doing yajna, but they did not appear to be getting any good results. And meanwhile, all their bodies became dark with all ash. But we have to appreciate, because they found that there is a fear of great Kali effect. But how a fear can be destroyed? Fear can be destroyed only by action. If somebody has taken up action, whether it's good or bad, then that only kills the fear. Action destroys fear. Inaction breeds fear. So if any calamity is coming in front of you, generally any common man starts, like that for corona, everybody. Okay, let me do a newspaper, let me do on WhatsApp, let me hear, let me on the news. Like that, everywhere you're trying to chant corona. But when the problem is in front of you, the solution is you take some action. Action kills fear. Inaction breeds fear. Because fear is in the mental platform and action is on the soul platform. We have to understand. Especially presently what we are doing. I am speaking Krishna Katha from Srila Prabhupada, the book, and which has been given by Srila Vyasadeva. And Bhaktivedanta College of Vedic Education has taken up this task as a duty to narrate the Srimad Bhagavatam in 100 stories form for the benefit of the humanity. That's why we are speaking in English. I would have spoken in Hindi also, but we have chosen to speak in English, so that when we are speaking, some people will see and they will share this. It will go. I am sure that by the time we pass 10 days, more and more people join, and it will spread. So this is called action. Action kills fear. So always remember this point. because action is coming from intelligence and fear is coming from mind. So we should see that we are no more fearful, whereas by taking action, we are taking a most authentic action, that is hearing Krishna Katha. So this action kills the fear. Not only kills fear, actually awards auspiciousness, awards the desired result. That's the beauty of the thing. Because other activities may kill your fear, but it may not yield. For example, they like this Shonakad Rishi, they took some action of conducting yajna, but finally they felt that he is not going to yield any result. But at least they were out of fear. They came out of the fear. And but since they have a strong desire that they want to do something, that's why today's story is the great personality. Suta Goswami came there. That's why if you are having pure heart to achieve certain thing, you can be rest assured that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in the heart, in the form of Rishikesha, will give you all the opportunity to fulfill your desire. So what you require is only sincere wish to accomplish that task. If a task is not happening, if you are not getting any congenial atmosphere towards achieving that, the fault is not Krishna, the fault is yours. Fault is you. So since they have that strong desire to do certain best thing to the Kali Yuga people, the Suta Goswami came, and the moment Suta Goswami, and actually he is the actual representative of Vyasadeva, and the moment he came, they all offered him a Vyasasana. They immediately offered Vyasasana. And they know very well, the personality who has come is not a simple person. He is a very, very knowledgeable, and he is very, very pure, and he is very, very sincere, and he is having all blessings of all spiritual masters. They know very well. So as we discussed in one of the stories, that when you get the perfect knowledge, when the speaker's nature, when you start appreciating the speaker's nature, when you start getting attracted towards speaker's nature, then the knowledge flows onto your heart. This is secret. If you don't like the speaker, if you don't have any respect towards the speaker, you will never understand. The knowledge will never be revealed to your heart. This is secret to understand. If you don't have any attraction for the speaker, if you don't have any respect for speaker, if you don't have any attraction for the speaker's nature, swabhava, is better. Don't do anything. Just go out, because at least you are saving. Because your negative feelings will spread around you. So here they are very, very clear about Suta Goswami. They have first acknowledged the Suta Goswami, that my dear Suta Goswami, you are free from sin. They are first addressed. Means they understood that the personality to whom we have given the highest position is free from sins. They said that Tvaya khalu puranani setihasani chanagha. So anagha means who is free from all sins. So they understood. So we should express our heart. So they said that you are faultless, and you are expert, in all the Vedic scriptures, and you have studied, and also you have explained them very, very nicely. And most important is, generally spiritual masters, they give the Vedic knowledge to all students. But those students who are more sincere, very serious, and they are having attraction for the teacher, they will give additional blessings. This is secret. Those who consider spiritual master equivalent, is almost equivalent to those Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto such persons, Vedic knowledge is revealed from the heart. So this all the Shaunaka Rishis, they said with that, we know very well that you have been blessed by the spiritual masters in an extraordinary way. So in that's why we are sure that, and also Yani Veda Vidam Sreshto Bhagavan Badarayana Anye Cha Munaya Suta Paravaravido Viduho. So they are expressing their complete conviction that Suta Goswami is the right person from whom they can hear the Krishna Katha. And they said that you are the right person to speak, because now in the Kali Yuga the scriptures are very elaborate and the time is very short, so it is not possible for all of us to make the complete study. It is better that you give the essence of whatever is there, whatever you have studied. In that way they have requested, and they said whatever is the beneficial, please tell us whatever is the beneficial for the whole humanity, because our purpose of starting this yajna is to give benefit or some auspiciousness to the whole world. So please speak about something which is very, very auspicious for the whole. In that way they ask him. That's why it is mentioned in scripture just Yasya deve parabhakti tadha yada deve tadha guru tasyete kadhijahyarde prakashante mahatmana. We see that some devotees are revealed the great knowledge. For example, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakurji is speaking, there are so many his disciples, brahmachari disciples and Gruhastha disciples. There are so many people are there and everybody is hearing. And finally, and even in that Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada also there, Abhay Charan was also there. But unto his heart the knowledge is revealed more specifically. Unto his heart the knowledge is revealed extraordinarily. That's called, because he considers spiritual master is equivalent to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the secret of really great secret of receiving knowledge from the spiritual master. Let us understand how this Suta Goswami got this power to understand, to preach, to knowledge. Actually, the story goes to same Dwapara Yuga. That it was about the Kurukshetra war is going to happen. Kauravas and Pandavas are ready to fight for the land, and Krishna tried for it to control, but nothing happened. And at that time Balaram felt that he should not be participating because his brother is supporting Pandavas and his desired disciple is towards Kauravas, that is Duryodhan. So in that context, Balaram has to go in favor of Kauravas and Krishna will go in favor of Pandavas. That is not a good situation. So he said that no, I will not participate in this, better I'll go away. So he has done a best job. And along with his so many disciples, friends and demigods, he went out of Dwaraka and started going for the Tirtha Yatra. He started moving to various parts of India, and he went to Bindu Sarovar, Tritakupa, Sudarshana, Vishala, Brahmatirtha, Chakratirtha, Ganga, Yamuna, like that everything he did. Finally he reached to Naimisharanya, because it is from ages Naimisharanya is considered to be the most auspicious place. So he went to Naimisharanya. We will find that every time you go, some katha is going on, some discussion is going on, some yajna is going on. So by the time he went, this large gathering was there, and there was a personality was sitting there, and his name is Romaharshana. So he was sitting. Romaharshana is one of the disciples of Srila Vyasadeva. When Vyasadeva found that he wants to do some benefit to the humanity, what he did is he divided the single Veda into 4. The purpose of that, to make the yajna process simple, so that anybody can, even Gruhasthas can do, sannyasis can do, or the Brahmanas can do in the different yajnas as he has arranged. And he also compiled Puranas and Idihasas, and that part he has entrusted Romaharshana. Romaharshana for the process, and he has given, and he has given him blessings that he can become the teacher of Puranas and Itihas. So because of the blessing of Srila Vyasadeva, he has become very popular in preaching the nice Itihasas and Puranas. So he was conducting a beautiful katha in the Naimisharanya. At that time, Balram along with his people came. And when Balram entered into that assembly, everybody out of respect, they stood up, but the personality did not get up. That is Romaharsha. He felt that he has taken the Vyasasana, so Vyasasana is above than anybody. But that may be true for ordinary people, other great people, but when the personality of Godhead Balaram comes, those things doesn't apply. The Supreme Personality is beyond any such rules, that conditions. So he felt that out of his arrogance, he behaved like that, and he with so much anger he spoke. This person appears to be so much proud. He may be thinking that he is the disciple of Srila Vyasadeva. So who cares? I don't care. He may be thinking that he is thorough in Itihasas and Puranas, and he felt that now he has become more knowledgeable, but his knowledge has no value when he is not able to understand. If I allow him to do like this, people will ignore the Supreme. So he said he did not concede to ignore him. He did not concede to pardon him. Then he took a blade of grass. He simply took a blade of grass and touched to his neck, to the throat, and he killed him. So just imagine, so powerful. The Balram was so powerful. He took a blade of grass, kusha grass, and touched to the throat. Because he's speaking, he touched the throat, and that person died. So powerful the Balaram was. And he was also very angry. The moment the speaker died, all the Rishis, Munis were stunned. Oh my God! Hey Balaramji, what you did? Oh my dear, what you did? A big calamity has come. You have done a Brahmana Hatya. Moreover that, we have given some benediction to this personality, that we have given him a long life. He said that Chiranjeeva, we have given blessings. All our Brahmanas' blessing will go waste. And moreover that, you are now afflicted with the Brahmana Hatya, Brahma Hatya Pataka. What you will do? Then he said that if you don't do any atonement, it will be very bad. And people will just behave like you. Yad yarachar is shrestha, tatta deve tarojana, sayad pramanam kurite. So they may take the wrong way and they do all the mischiefs, and they will say that they are doing the right. So then Balram accepted, yes, the mistake happened. Okay, now I am ready to, whatever you say, I will do it. They said that first, I am ready to do anything, and also I am ready to give full life, complete life to this Romaharshana. Because I made a mistake, I have power, I can give the life back. Then the Shaunakadi Rishis said, don't do like that, because you have taken a decision that he should be killed. So your decision also should be honored, and our blessing that he should be Chiranjeeva, that also should be honored. And whatever the katha is there, katha also should continue. So you do something. Then Balram just thought a few, and of course they also said, for atonement you go for Tirtha Yatra. So in that way they said. The moment they said do a very comfortable thing, then he has given a best idea that let me give great benediction and long life, very, 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 very long life to his son, Romaharshana's son. I will give the long Chiranjeeva. Let him live long and keep on speaking Upanishads, Purana and Itihasas. That's why even when the Dwapara Yuga was completed, when Kali Yuga started also, even Suta Goswami is speaking. It is benediction of Balaram. Because of the Balaram's blessing, Suta Goswami got that longest and strong life, and also highest intelligence he got, because Balarama is the original spiritual master. So because of the Balarama original spiritual master, this Bhagavatam has again entered into Kali Yuga. Otherwise it would have got completed, it would have got nullified or completed in the Dwapara Yuga itself, because during Parikshit Maharaj means almost the Dwapara Yuga is coming to end. At the time is only Bhagavatam told, it has not entered into Kali Yuga. Because of the Balarama's blessings, the Suta Goswami got the highest benediction to have a long life and steady intelligence and complete control on the senses. That's why he's called Suta Goswami. So the Balramji also has given blessings for the spreading of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world in Kali Yuga. So we should be thankful to Balramji also. We should express our gratitude to Balram. Krishna Balaram ki. So we are very thankful to him. In that way, the Suta Goswami is a recipient of special mercy by Baladev, and Balramji afterwards he went to the pilgrimage till his atonement is done. Now let us see a little bit nature of the Suta Goswami. His nature is always to glorify the person who is in front of him. Always he is trying. Trunatapi sunichena tarori visaishtuna amanina manadena. Amanina means not expecting respect but giving respect. Amanina manadena. Amanina means not expecting, manadena giving respect. So he has adopted. When, for example, you will find everywhere he is very, very humble. When all the Shaunakadi Rishis requested him to speak, he said that, you see, my dear devotees, Shaunakadi Rishi, actually I am not a Brahmin. I belong to a Viloma Jati, it is just like a non-Vedic family. I belong to a non-Vedic family, Viloma Jati, but still I am blessed. I am able to speak. It is only because the mercy of all my spiritual masters. Because I took the mercy of Srila Vyasadeva, I took the mercy of Srila Baladev. Because of that, even though my birth is very heinous, very, very low, all people are paying obeisance with me and they are hearing katha from me. So he is always remembering, though he has reached the talking about Bhagavatam, still he remembers the very low conditions of his life. That is the humbleness, that is the humility. And also he knows that he is a Shrutidhara, but still he says that sky is unlimited, but in the sky, if you just look at the sky is unlimited, but depending on the capacity, birds can fly to different heights. Similarly, the glories of Krishna, glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead are unlimited like the sky. So how I can really touch the edge of the sky? Not possible. So as any bird would of the height, I will go to that extent, I will just narrate. That is humbleness. He never claimed that I know everything. He said that, no, I cannot claim like that. I know that every bird has a capacity to go, I only go up to that. In that way he mentioned. That is the humbleness, that it is a very, very great humbleness that all of us devotees, especially preachers, we all should learn that how humble we should be. Let 1,000 people be hearing, let lakh of people be hearing, but when they should adopt the nature of Suta Goswami, of his humbleness. And the moment he was requested to speak, he first spoke, and he has given full respect to Shukadeva Goswami. He has just glorified Shukadeva Goswami. He has glorified Vyasadeva. In that way, he has first and also at the end, actually he has glorified even Srimad Bhagavatam. And he has a very special attraction for Kurma Deva. this Suta Goswami is having a very special attraction for Kurma Deva. I'll just give it. Prushthe Bhramyadamandamandagirir Gavagra Kanduyanan Nidra Lokamata Krute Bhagavata Shwasha Nila Pantuba Yasamskara Kalanuvartana Vashad Velani Venam Bhasam Jata Jata Matantritam Jalanidher Jadyapi Vishramyati. So, in the last chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, out of great affection for Srimad Bhagavatam, Suta Goswami started glorifying even Bhagavatam also, and somehow he developed a great attraction for Kurmanatha, Kurma Bhagavan. He was just glorifying. He has narrated so many pastimes of Krishna, but he especially took this Kurmanatha, and he was saying that, oh, when this Mandar Parvata was moving on his back, he felt as if he was having good itching, good happening. So he felt very, very happy. And at that time, he was getting good sleep. So when we sleep, we get between a transition period. When the transition period is there, our breathing goes like a snoring. Snoring is called snoring. So our breathing goes much louder. So when he was about to get sleep because of this good itching, the Kurmanatha is also having he's doing that more and more strong, like snoring. So because of that, and the air is coming out. He said that let that air protect us. Let that air protect us. He's saying that because that is a special breathing process. The Kurmanatha took place, and that breathing was so strong that from then only the waves of the waves, we will find unlimited waves in ocean. Where from is coming? Because this originally the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of the tortoise was breathing. This was the Uchvash and Ishvasa. So these are nothing but the Uchvash and Ishvasa of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And finally, Suta Goswami glorified the supreme benediction of Srimad Bhagavatam, that is nothing but Harinama. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya. I think all of you can join me in saying Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param. So in this way, Suta Goswami finally at the end, the last sloka, he has glorified Nama Sankirtana, he has glorified Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. So in this way, the Suta Goswami has become a very, very important personality for narrating Bhagavatam throughout, and he got special blessings from Baladev, and he has, through his character, he is teaching us that how we should be humble. How we can say them humbleness, how can we to show always giving respect. If you start giving respect to the people, even when they are not giving respect, then you are following Suta Goswami. That is, Amanina Manadena. Then we will be able to do the Harinam Sankirtan continuously. Thank you very much. This is today's first story. Hope everybody enjoy.